Hello, everybody. He's there. Join us for some restorative and yin yoga. Oh, we have Diana. You're going to love tonight. Judy, I didn't think you were going to make it, but there you are. Julie, Kathy. Look at everybody's just piling in.
Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah. Chloe, who wants Chloe to model her tie-dye onesie? I'm glad you made it, Judy. Chloe is sporting the tie-dye onesie. Too cute, right? It's perfect for restorative yoga.
Yeah, I love it.
Kathy says hi.
Hey.
So you guys, if you haven't already gotten a pillow and a blanket, do that. So the blanket, if you don't have a pillow, you can take your blanket and roll it up in a ball. That might be nice. Or like a couch pillow or a bolster will be... Hi Jane, we're doing restorative tonight. Grab you some props. So it's restorative actually and yin. So restorative yoga is when you're fully supported in a pose and you just lay there and chill and relax. We're going to be doing plenty of that. Yin yoga is more where you're actually like using some muscles to stay in a pose. So we're going to be doing some squats tonight. So if you know you like a block or some sort of support under you for that, grab something. You could also use your pillow or your block. But like that's not necessarily a comfortable pose. You're having to use muscles to stay in it. That's yin, where you're actually still kind of using some muscles, but the yin yoga really helps to do a deep fascia release. So the fascia is that sheath that covers our muscles and joints, and it can tighten up. But when we hold a pose for an extended period of time, that fascia releases, and it can be an extremely relaxing, comfortable, wonderful feeling. So we'll be doing both restorative and yin tonight. Oh, Brianna! Hi, honey. I missed you. All right, do some yoga with us, Brianna. It's going to be nice and relaxing tonight. And Chloe's our model. So I hope everybody has their props handy. Hey, Lisa. Don't like squats. I know you don't. But you can do something else. I'll offer you an option. I'll remember to remind me to offer Lisa an option. So an option instead of a squat is seated butterfly, although we're going to do that as well, or a wide knee child's pose. So those might be options, but I'll try to remember. All right, so we're going to start lying down with the bolster along the base of your spine. So bring that bolster or your blanket rolled up and let that bolster, pillow, or blanket run along your spine. Yeah. And then we're going to bring the heels together, the knees wide. Let me get out of the way so you can see. Yep. So the closer the heels are into the groin, the more intense that stretch is going to be. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. So if you want to move the heels further away, you can. So the arms are kind of extended out to the side, taking up some space here. You do want your head supportive, so if your pillow's too short, grab another pillow to put behind your head. Is your head feeling supportive? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're getting a little arch in the spine. If that doesn't feel comfortable to your back, you can put another pillow under your tushy, and that will take that stress off the low back. So go ahead and lay down. Relax like Chloe is right now. Lower the gaze or close the eyes. That music's a little loud. And just take a minute to settle in, get centered, and welcome yourself to your practice. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Hope you got your pillows and props. So we're laying with a pillow or a blanket running along the spine. And the legs are in bound angle. So restorative and yin yoga practices are all about slowing down and opening up your body. Sometimes when we take restorative and yin classes, we hardly move at all. Doing just a few postures throughout the course of an hour. And sometimes people think, well, that's not exercise to just lay there. I mean, if I was going to the gym and I walked by a restorative class and looked in and saw a bunch of people laying with pillows and blankets, I'd think, that's strange. But I think especially now in this time of high stress and high anxiety and worry, a lot of the times, this is an essential yoga practice, learning to slow down, to go 0 miles an hour, and just let yourself be present, be still. So take a minute to just focus on your breath. I'm going to encourage you, like usual, to focus on your breath in the practice. But feel the full deep breath in your belly. This can also be a very meditative practice. So I'll remind you throughout the next hour to keep returning the mind and the focus back to the body, back to the breath. So the restorative poses will be much easier to relax into, but the yin poses are not comfortable. And that's okay. We do not want anything to cause sharp pain, of course, but you will experience some discomfort holding some of these poses for an extended period of time, and that's okay. We're learning to sit with that discomfort, breathe through it, and notice how it shifts and changes. And that is a beautiful lesson to then transfer off your mat, realizing the impermanence of everything, even our own discomfort. So let's just have a couple minutes of quiet here in our deep, relaxing, reclined, bound, angle pose. So when we're doing restorative yoga, we're going to make all of our transitions very slowly, mindfully, kind of like you're moving through quicksand. So we're going to take a couple more breaths here in reclined bound angle. And then nice and easy, go ahead and lift that right leg up and roll off to your left side. And taking that, remove your bolster. Chloe has the full service operation here. But we're going to land in the fetal position here just for a couple minutes. Kelly, you just joined us. We're doing restorative yoga tonight. And Chloe, in her tie-dye onesie, is our model. Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep the gaze lowered or the eyes closed through most of practice tonight. And then go ahead and bring the knees up a little bit closer to the chest. And then take both arms straight out in front. And then we're going to gently and slowly move into a reclined twist. So that right arm is going to reach up and out and open to the floor. You can always put a pillow or a bolster underneath that right shoulder if that feels better. Options for your head here are to be straight up over that right shoulder or looking towards the left hand. So play with it and figure out what feels best in your body. Allowing that right shoulder to melt down into your pillow or the earth. Let yourself settle into stillness here in this reclined twist. Just really allow yourself to relax as completely as possible. And then relax even deeper. And even deeper than you originally thought was possible. I notice a lot when I'm doing restorative yoga that I think I'm totally relaxed. And then the next time I scan my body, I notice I'm all tense again. That's normal, that's okay. Just keep scanning the body, especially those places where you normally hold your tension. For me, it's my shoulders, my jaw. Keep scanning the body and noticing if the tension has crept back in. And if it has, just go ahead and relax it. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Remember, it is safe for you to switch off the world, switch off outside influences. It's a safe time for you to switch off and relax. Sometimes calming the mind is even more challenging than our traditional yoga poses. We don't judge that. We just notice it and see if we can train the brain to slow down a little bit. Take a couple more breaths here. And then nice and easy, bring that right arm back over, landing back in the fetal position on your left side. Keep the gaze lowered or the eyes closed and just take a few breaths here. Hi, Martha. We're doing restorative yoga tonight. Nice and easy. Roll over onto your back and go ahead and hug both knees into the chest. And then we'll roll on over to the left side, or the other side. The right side. Yep, and then go ahead and bring that left arm up and out to the left. For our reclined twist on the other side, so make any wiggles or adjustments, maybe a little support under that shoulder. Do you want any support under your shoulder? Again, remembering your choice for your neck. The gaze can be straight up at the left hand or out at the right hand. You do what works, but allow yourself to settle into stillness here. There's no need to support yourself right now, no need to hold yourself in any particular way. Let the floor support you. Let the floor hold your body. This kind of slower restorative practice offers a welcome respite amongst the turbulence of life, especially now, and helps to prepare the mind and the body for this ability to be still. This lack of movement, this stillness can also allow us to explore our mind and our body. Explore with curiosity, not with judgment. Notice where your thoughts go. Notice the messages that you send yourself in the quiet, in the stillness. Remembering each time the mind comes in and asks for your attention, we just notice the thought, let it float on by like a cloud in the sky, and bring the attention back to the breath, back to the body. Go ahead and take 3 slow, deep breaths here before we transition. And go ahead and bring that left arm back up and over to meet the right, landing in the fetal position again to savor a few breaths here. Hey Lisa, we're doing restorative tonight. I feel bad for people that are just hopping on. They're probably like, what is going on? So just hang out here in the fetal position, breathing, realigning the spine. And as you're ready, go ahead and push into the earth with your hands like we do when we're coming up from Shavasana to a seated position. And we're going to go into our squat here. So set Chloe up first and then discuss, well, a couple options. So our squat, we're going to bring the legs wide. All right, so this is our squat. If the heels are not touching the floor, you can take your rolled up blanket and put those under the heels to rest your heels on that. You can also take a block or a book or your bolster and sit on that at a low setting, high setting, or medium setting. Yep. So we're going to let the hands either rest on the earth. We're going to lower the chin to the chest. Or interlace the fingers and bring them to the back of the head. But we're going to hang out here for 4 minutes. This is more of a yin pose, not a restorative pose, because you're definitely not supported here. You're working to stay upright. You may start with the hands on the back of the head. We're not pushing on the head. It's just a little pressure there. And then if you want to later, you can bring the hands down to the earth if that feels good. Just make any final wiggles or movements. Another option here is a wide knee child's pose, or seated butterfly, just with the heels together, or cobbler's pose, feet together, knees wide, and then fold forward. But we're going to do that again later too. So Do what works for you. Make any wiggles. So in these yin poses, this is where we might experience some discomfort. But what I invite you to do when you notice that discomfort arising is to focus on the breath, always, right? And maybe even focus on that area where you're feeling the discomfort and notice how it shifts and changes with the breath. Maybe even thinking about how you tend to cope with discomfort in your life, if it's getting along with coworkers or a boss or customers. What is your go-to reaction when things are uncomfortable in life? And maybe notice if there's any similarities in what you're doing here in your yin practice. Is your reaction to just jump out of the pose and say, this is stupid, I can't do this? Or is it to say, I guess I'll do this just because Debbie's telling me to do it. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. Just like in life, sometimes we want to walk away from people that make us uncomfortable. Or we may stay there to please other people. There's no right or wrong. I'm just inviting you to be curious about your reaction to these poses that you're holding that may not be that comfortable. And let go of that tension over and over again. Breathe into the experience. Y'all are doing great. Go ahead and take 3 slow, deep breaths. We're going to transition into a wide-legged forward fold. So really you're just going to lift the hips up, widen the feet as little or as much as you like. So probably not a huge wide leg stand, but kind of medium. Chloe, that's perfect. So options here are to stay with your hands on the earth, or you can grab opposite elbows and allow the body to hang. If you're like, none of this is working for me, you can always bring the forearms to the knees and bring some bend into the knees. So that might look more like this. Kind of like the third base coach, right? But just let the head hang heavy. Or you may kind of alternate back and forth between those poses during our 4 minutes here. So this is an inversion. Who knew you could hold an inversion for 4 minutes? But we're going to give it a go. I know some of you who've been to my classes for a long time hear me say it all the time, but in inversions, I love to think about or visualize any unwanted thoughts or stagnation to just flow out the top of your head. Maybe thinking of things that no longer serve you, that you are ready to let go of. Every time you breathe out, you get an opportunity to release. Focus on extending your breath. Let your smooth inhale and smooth exhale relax the body. So the legs have to stay somewhat dynamic in this pose. But the torso, the head, the neck, the jaw, keep bringing back the relaxation of those muscles. You're doing great. Just about another minute. You okay? You could also put a block under your forehead if that would give you a little support. I knocked her in the head. How's that feel? Because this pose is almost like traction for your spine. You can always bring the forearms up to the knees and let the head still hang heavy. Good. Take those last three deep breaths in this pose. And bring the hands under the head to kind of halfway lift. We're going to go back into a brief squat. Lisa, hang in there. So heel toe the feet back in a little bit. Toes end up pointed out. Come back down into your squat. And from here, we're going to bring the hands out wide. Yep, so the arms are kind of pushing into the knees are kind of pushing into the arms, but not hard and heavy. And then go ahead and let the head hang heavy. Again, the blanket under the heels can work. But we're just going to be here for a couple minutes. Know that the benefits of relaxation are far and wide. Allow there to be no boundaries to how much you let yourself relax tonight. Keeping the mind focused in the body, on the breath, sitting with that discomfort. And take those 3 slow breaths before we transition. And gently and slowly rise the torso up, bring the arms back together, and then maybe bring the hands behind you and go ahead and sit back on your tushy. And we're going to take a supported child's pose.
Some of your water.
The model needs a drink of agua. Take your sip of water. So we're going to bring the bolster in front. Maybe take the knees wide if that feels okay to you in child's pose, and bring your pillow, your couch cushion, your blanket in between the knees. And then just go ahead and drape the torso over your bolster or your pillow. You could bring a blanket also under the head if you want. You can also put this rolled up blanket behind your knees if you have sensitive knees. That can kind of provide a little support back there so the knees aren't as bent. It gives them a little support. Option of forehead or chin to the earth, or one cheek to the bolster or pillow. Again, wiggle around, move around, and then settle into stillness. Allowing yourself to feel fully supported. Nothing else to think about or worry about. Imagine a gentle wave of relaxation kind of ebbing and flowing through the body, soothing and comforting every part of the body. Enjoy the rhythm of relaxation deep within you. Again, paying attention to your thoughts that arise in the stillness and in the quiet. And inviting those thoughts to float on by. Returning the focus to this moment, this time that you're taking to nurture and care for yourself. Your body appreciates you. Your mind appreciates you. We spend so much time training up our minds to be busy, to be alert, to be on guard, to protect us, to provide for us. I feel like it's just as vital to train up our minds to be still, to be quiet, or at least be slower, have the thoughts be slower. Reminding ourselves we can control our thoughts instead of our thoughts controlling us. But it takes practice and patience. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. This is getting into the hips pretty good here, holding this for 5 minutes. Your hips may be talking to you a little bit. You just acknowledge those sensations and acknowledge those feelings and direct the breath to those places where you're feeling that sensation and make an effort to relax those places. Three slow, deep breaths. And nice and easy, push yourself up with your hands. Take that bolster out of the way and go ahead and sit back on your bum and bring the legs out in front and just give them a little gentle shake side to side. You don't even have to open your eyes here if you don't want to. Just a little shake, a little bounce. And then we're going to take seated bound angle so the soles of the feet come together. The knees fall wide. Again, remembering to listen to your body. The closer in the feet, the more intense the stretch. The further away the feet, the less intense the stretch. And we're going to come to a forward fold here. So your options are to rest your forehead on your pillow, couch cushion, bolster. If you want to be up higher, you would do that. If you want to be a little bit lower, you can also go like this and rest your body on that. You could put a block too if you wanted in front of that to support your head. I'll let Chloe play with whatever she wants to do, but I wanted to offer those options. So if you want to be up higher, that pillow can be long and you can be supporting the head there. But find a way that you can let the head hang heavy. Let the weight of the head drop towards the floor. Your neck muscles don't need to hold your head up right now. Find some support for that. Eventually settling into stillness. So this is one of those poses where the fascia, that sheath covering our muscles and our bones and our joints, loves this time to be able to soften and loosen. Great for chronic pain. Taking a minute to scan the body again to notice if there's any place you're holding tension, and if so, direct the breath there to ease that tension. Keep going back to that body scan and noticing those tight places, and over again, just work to relax those. Take your 3 slow, deep breaths. Gently walk the hands back towards the body, lifting the torso up. Nice and slow. And we're going to make our way onto our back for a supported bridge pose. So options are to use the bolster, or a block is sometimes nice for this too. So your options for our low setting under the sacrum, so the block flat, lift those hips up, maybe medium. You probably don't want high, do you? But you can go to the high setting here as well. But that's going to be pretty intense. I'm going to let you decide what you want to do. Or you, medium. Oh, here, that's low. But let the sacrum rest on whatever your prop is for a supported bridge pose. Move around, get comfortable. You might have to adjust your support. Yep, arms are out to the side or out, whatever feels good. I like the palms up as our gesture of being open to receive whatever this deep relaxation and restorative practice has to offer us. Lower your gaze or close your eyes and settle into the stillness here. Withdraw your senses to find a point of stillness deep within. Settle into the stillness and remind yourself that this is inside of you. It's not outside of you. And it's with you wherever you go. This ability to calm ourselves. Where can you relax? Where are your thoughts? Be gentle with yourself. Take 3 breaths here. And you might have to readjust your support, but we're gonna extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. If you prefer legs up the wall, you can bring yourself to a wall and put the legs up the wall. Otherwise, just go ahead and straighten the legs straight up to the sky. You want to try the bolster. That might be softer. So bring the support under the sacrum or the low back and just extend the legs straight up to the sky. Julie, this is a great one for your headache. Legs up the wall makes headaches disappear. So let the legs feel heavy. We have to work a little bit to keep them up there, but let the body feel heavy. While also feeling a sense of lightness. So let yourself feel lighter and lighter as you sink deeper and deeper into that relaxed state. Really feel gravity working here. Can you relax your feet, relax your ankles? Just another minute or so. Take your 3 deep breaths. Nice and easy, bend the knees. Lift the hips up off of your support, remove it, and settle back into Shavasana. Dim the lights if you can, or if you haven't already. Yep, you can use your bolster under your knees if that feels good on your low back here. You can put the blanket under your head. You can cover up with the blanket because it's chilly here tonight. Again, surrendering to gravity, allowing yourself to rest. Noticing how holding those poses for those long stretches has impacted your joints, your hips, your spine, your neck. Notice how slowing down feels in your body. Also noticing how slowing down felt in your mind. Some of you have heard me say it before, but our society tends to glamorize busy. Glamorize doing, thinking, striving, and those things are fine. But I think there's huge benefits in stillness, in quiet, in nothing. Allow yourself to rest for the next few minutes, and I will cue you out. Sorry. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements to your fingers and to your toes. Gently bringing your awareness back to the space that you're in. And as you're ready, reach the arms up by the ears and the legs straight out in front. Give yourself a big reach in both directions. And then let the arms relax onto the earth. Bend the knees or hug the knees in and go ahead and roll off to either side, landing again in the fetal position. To savor a few breaths here in the space between. I would encourage everybody to make it an early bedtime tonight, or at least just go chill on the couch or in bed or read a book. Your yoga teacher's prescription for tonight is to do as little as possible. Let this relaxed feeling sink into the bones. Savor it. And remember, it's always here for you. Keeping the gaze lowered or the eyes closed, go ahead and push into the earth with your hands to bring yourself up to an easy seated position. And once there, we'll press the palms together in the front of our heart center as our gesture to close this practice, this sacred time to be still, to go inside, to nurture ourselves. My soul honors your soul. I commend the place in you where the Spirit resides. I admire the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
I hope everybody feels nice and relaxed.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good. I might go do a restorative class myself now. All right, guys. I hope you have a great week. We love you. And we'll see you all next week. I hope we can all be together sometime soon.
Let Hazel in.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.